Have you seen a fine woman today? Hey babies, welcome back guys, welcome back to Say With Me Shortly Me where you get the gist. As it dey do waiting, as it dey hurt. Of course, you know there's no sleeping on the bicycle on this channel. If you snooze, you do what? You lose. Are you yet subscribed to this channel? Are you sitting on a fat long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how would you get the gist brewing from the cooking pot? Like, how would you get the gist as it hurts? So no matter what you do, immediately you subscribe. Make sure your hand is going to the notification bell so that as Mimi is dropping it, you'll be receiving it as it hurts. You get my point? So guys, I asked you guys earlier, like, have you seen a fine girl today? Omolivo, this white money is a fine man. Oh, oh my word. Are you, yes, you see the makeup artist doing, of course, if there is one housemate who is always, doing her makeup every day, that housemate is Doyin, and yes, it will be like, what is Doyin doing on white money's face? Anyways, this is an instruction given by Biggie. But before we talk about that, while this was going on in the house, Neo was having his diary session with Biggie, where he was explaining everything to Biggie on how the week went and how everything was going in the house. And Biggie actually found a way to see if he would talk about what was going on between him and Tolanibaj, which he did. But the way he spoke about it, he's like, the way it is in the house right now, it is giving like, oh, see how beautiful Mercy looks, see how some man. Don't mind me, please, guys. I had to cut short. What Biggie does to this housemate can never be undid. So, guys, as I was saying, so he was like, it's quite unfortunate that because of that he really want to get to know people in the house, but it's quite unfortunate that because of the things he has with Tolani, he cannot be free with other housemates. But the thing is, right now he has choose to stay back and just respect himself and just chill. You understand? And the funniest thing on News Diary session is for him to still have the guts to be saying what Biggie did to them was not fair, that he was looking all paying and Biggie sent the ninja yet again, blah blah blah. Biggie, I got run, I gotta do this. I'm like, Biggie. I was like, Biggie is just so lenient. Is it that Biggie will not react to this? I'm like, anyways, I think Biggie has a plan to react during their wage attacks. But anyways, when after having his diary session with Biggie told him something, that there are more women in the house. When Biggie told him that, he did not get it. He did not get what Biggie was talking about. And us, we do not even know because we're only watching the diary session. For Neil to come outside the diary session and he started reasoning what Biggie said. Which one is Biggie saying there is more women to the house? To him, he was thinking Biggie was referring the aspect of him, the triangle between himself, Baye, and Tolanibaj. Not until Soma started laughing at him from upstairs. Then he went to the dressing room. All the men has transformed to women. He was what? Cross was dressed as Gen Z body, which is Ilebaye, Ike dressed as Sisi. Look at Ike's bomb. Omashola dressed as Mercy, AK. White Money dressed as Doyin. So the high point for me is where Ike and what's his name again? Ike and Cross were acting what happened between Sisi and Baye during the night. Ilebaye got that double strike. They were acting it up. I'm the Gen Z body. Oh my God, guys, I can't stop laughing. White Money not carrying on and come and telling that I care for you. I care for you. You are the only one I care for in this house. That is, he was trying to add Doyin's room. In my mind, I'm like, hey, make it this thing no go cause problem, oh. Because right now we all know that friendship is shaking. At least Doyin and Ilebaye have not been speaking to each other. So make your White Money not go to act because definitely one of Doyin highlights is on how she carried Ilebaye's matter on her head, which is something right now that is causing ish in the house, and then it's looking like the friendship is no longer there. That's what we've been discussing mainly on the social space right now because of the ish happening with Doyin and Ilebaye. Now talking about the ish happening with Doyin and Ilebaye right now. I think, I don't know if you guys, I know for people who are quite reasonable and are not biased, if you can accept, I have been this person that I would always want to go straight to the point no matter what, right? No matter what your faith does, I will come here and say that, oh, this thing is right or wrong. But right now, I feel so disappointed in Doyin. I feel like, so when I say disappointed, I am so disappointed with Doyin right now. Because you can see this picture very well. Doyin has been friends with Ilebaye, and it is very okay. If Doyin say she don't want to be that good friend anymore that has been there and people misquoting and misjudging what her friendship stand for. Of course, yes, I accept at the point that there are people have misunderstood how much she can be there for her friend, right? Because of this is actually a game. So anything that is happening, people would think, oh, this is a game. But guys, even if you don't want to, you said, okay, you don't want this person as a friend anymore, but there are some things you would not want to do to hurt that person because at least there is a place you liked that person from. But if you just moved on immediately and act like that person is now your enemy, that means you never liked that person. I don't know if you are getting me right. I don't know if people are getting me right. Why am I saying this? Doyin, I know Doyin is not happy about what is going on how Ilebaye has not been there and all of that. But the least person Doyin should have discussed Ilebaye with is Tolanibaj. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So Doyin earlier on was not quite long anyways before the happiness coach came, because the happiness coach is currently around, right? So I just feel I should just this thing with you guys because I think they really pissed me off. Doyin was actually narrating to Tolanibaj about what was happening between her and Ilebaye. You know, was telling Tolanibaj on how everything happened, ranging from the head of the pardon me thingy, on how she said she was close to winning the head of house, and because she couldn't get it, that was one of the reasons that motivated her to want the pardon me for herself. She spoke to Tolanibaj on most of the times how she feels Ilebaye does not even come to apologize when she is wrong. You know, you're feeding the enemy of your friend a food to energize herself to come for Baye. She told Tolanibaj of the advice Kidwaya gave her, that this girl is 22 and you're 28, and this girl, all she know is alcohol, men, and all of that. She does not know how to reciprocate care and love for friendship. You know, which yesterday I told you guys I did not buy that idea, because I myself is an example of when I was growing. Everybody have passed through stages in life. You understand? So when people tend to talk about that stage you have passed, and you know yourself during that stage, you would be able to relate. At least you can vouch for yourself that, oh, I was not like that. You understand? So yeah. So and then Doyin was like, Cece even advised her too that she should not be the only one at the giving end. That Ilebaye should not be always at the receiving end. This was the same Cece that actually feel that Doyin is not a good friend to Baye. Now, do you know what Tolanibaj asked Doyin? She was like, wait, did Cece tell you this thing before getting close to Baye, or have they started being close before she told you? And Doyin said, Cece has been getting close to Ilebaye before she told me this thing, that she's the only one giving. And Tolanibaj was like, people are like this. I'm like, oh, Doyin, you don't set yourself trap, because the moment Tolanibaj will have ish with Cece again, she will say that, oh, friends that are selling themselves, so you claim you like Baye, yet you are the person that told Doyin. You know, I don't know why Doyin went to trust that Tolanibaj, because that Tolanibaj, the only people she trusted in that house was Neo, Pere, Kidwaya, their clique. I don't know why Doyin is inserting herself, saying things about Ilebaye, you know. Then she now told the one that really pissed me now. She now told them, this girl T-Badge, that Ilebaye knows what she is doing. That now I know that she knows what she is doing. I feel so bad, because I don't think it is right to do that to your friend, somebody you call a friend. We are all human beings. We err, yes, we offend, yeah. But there is one thing in life: if there is no forgiveness, then there will be no sin, right? So if she could be so quick, in as well as she has accepted in her heart of heart that she's not going to be discussing with Ilebaye again, why would she be so quick dining with her friend's enemy, Ijig? I'm not saying she should be quarreling with Tolanibaj, because she has always said she liked that girl. Even when Tolanibaj was having issues with Ilebaye, Toyin said she liked her. But at least she would have avoided discussion about Ilebaye with that girl. I don't know how you guys see, but they have been coming for her on the social space. To me, I have let you guys know how I see this. Now, you tell me yours as usual in the comment section. But before then, let's see what the social space have been saying about that. The social space have been going agog back to back because of Doyin and her doings. You see this particular one, it is a big no for me. Because ever since that happened, the people Ilebaye has reported to was Angel, and it was the issue of the pardon me thingy. You will not just stay and see Ilebaye going around discussing Doyin from left, right, center. If not, she was always with Alex. Now, you will not see Ilebaye discussing Doyin with Alex unnecessarily, except if the thing just happened and she needed somebody to talk to. But with what Doyin just did now, no, he's a big no. Tolanibaj of all people. Abba, Omo, just jig. Like, it really pissed me off. It really, really do piss me off. Anyways, let's continue. Coming from Chinonso Okafor, Doyin is giving Tolanibaj material to work with on Ilebaye strike and disqualification. Doyin is as they come. May we not have a psychotic wolf like Doyin who come to us as a sheep. When I see things like this, I am this person that will always, reverse it and say, no, Doyin is not that person, because I have seen genuine friendship from her end, But for her to go to Tolanibaj, of all people you would discuss with, because of course she has been complaining this, but to go and discuss with Tolanibaj, the same girl that had issue with Ilebaye yesterday, just yesterday, is the person you're not gisting that with. Oh, no, 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 no. And funny enough, she was even condemning Tolanibaj to Ike, that Tolanibaj, what she did was wrong. Now Tolanibaj, they tell all of this. Now I see what Sisi them are always saying about her being two-faced. T-Baj and Baye just, fault, and you are telling the same T-Baj things. Do you really believe she will be neutral and give good advice? This Doyin girl is a mess. For the fact that we were once friends, I won't slander you to your enemies. My venita just the matter, we no consign am. But the thing is, I don't know how to say this anymore, but just jig. I keep saying it. Just jig, no matter how you try to say. But Tolanibaj did advise her to. Tolanibaj did not advise her wrong. She asked her that, but have you tried having a deep conversation with her? She was like, babe, I don't try. I beg. I am impressed with T-Baj that she's still asking Doyin to have a deep conversation with Ilebaye. Doyin says she has tried that all in Ilebaye's head is cross. Tolani fought Ilebaye yesterday, right? Doyin really selected her audience very well. I don't know. I don't think this thing, I don't know. It would. Do you know why I'm just actually holding my words in a way? Because people are thinking now this thing is doing strategy. But at the same time, if you think this is doing strategy, don't you think this is when she would have been more loyal to Ilebaye? Because for Ilebaye to be saved back to back, that means if she will feel that the viewers like what she is doing. But right now she's acting herself. That's what I feel. Coming from Lade, Doyin told Sisi yesterday that Tolani was wrong. Now the same Doyin told Tolani that Ilebaye knows what she is doing. Doyin. Maverick said, like Doyin is the way trying to make herself all good and making herself look like the good friend and using every opportunity she gets to follow people willing to hate on a girl that is not even going about talking about her. Omo, make Doyin rest at this point. Good friend indeed. Initially, I've been saying this, people have been doubting Doyin's friendship for Ilebaye. I have been one of those 2% people who are saying that Doyin is a good friend to Ilebaye. You understand? But you see her going to Tolanibaj, now that one is quite unacceptable. But that does not mean that I would say she has not tried being a good friend to Ilebaye. But this one, just follow. Since all my years of watching BBN, no female is a perfect definition of a horrible, sneaky enemy with an entitlement mindset like Doyin. Ilebaye 2-strike was deliberately crafted by Doyin. Doyin is now on a mission to get Tolani to go at Baye. I know the funny thing, she might finish telling Tolanibaj this thing right now. Tolanibaj will just smile hard back and say, look at. Okay, do you guys remember that night Ilebaye got that double strike that Doyin was actually worried that she really bothered about Ilebaye because Ilebaye was at the diary room. Do you know Doyin told Tolanibaj about Kid Wire trying to join heads together? Tolanibaj went straight to the garden and discussed that with Kid Wire immediately. She no waste time. Sparkle said one of Doyin's biggest problem is her mouth. She needs to know how to talk and when to keep quiet. And then Sita said, now, I think if Doyin was in level 2, when her friend got disqualified, she wouldn't have been nicer and wouldn't even blame Groovy like she did on the show when her friends left. Girl is terrible person. Who would join your enemy if there is an issue? Free Ilebaye. So everybody calling out Doyin at this point because of what she did with Tolanibaj, I accept that one with my full chest. What she did is actually wrong. Guys, tell me what you think about this. I have said my 2 cents and I've also read what people on the social space is saying. Okay, now what do you think? You watching this right now, what do you think about Doyin? Do you think this is right? Would you ever do something like this? You are not close to this person, which there is every possibility that you guys might sort your rifts out, and you still went there to be talking to somebody who never liked her for once. This one no follow. Anyways, guys, now so you did for my mouth. So maybe we'll talk later because I think the comedy thingy with the housemate will continue, and the therapist, the happiness coach, is here having some session with the housemates. We'll talk about that later. That's if they will not bust another panther, because there are some words that is going. How Neo just said Ilebaye wrote her the affirmative words, and Tolanibaj has been shaking her head. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and do not forget, I love you, because if I don't love you now, tell me waiting again. If I don't love you, tell me waiting again. Oh, bye for now, guys.